Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. We are still playing the Honest Hearts DLC and I have a bunch of stuff to deliver to Daniel, who is supposed to be around here somewhere. So yeah, let's try to find him. And I see a bunch of NPCs on my map. Maybe we find someone else to talk to. Okay, now I have actually discovered the Soros camp. Although this guy is a dead horse tribal and not a Soros tribal. Anyway, let's see who else is around here. Another dead horse tribal. Okay, this is Waking Cloud. We have talked to her already. Okay, this is actually a Soros tribal. So apparently both of them live in this camp. But these seem to be just normal NPCs, so I don't think I have to talk to them. Yeah, I have to go even further up the creek to the White Bird Cave. But then again, Daniel seems to be around here, probably, because that's where my quest marker is. But yeah, let's just continue. I'm not seeing anything too interesting around here.
Way I heard it, salt upon wounds butchered everyone in New Canaan and nailed their corpses to the cliffs.
And yeah, it has started raining again. Then again, with all these waterfalls, we would get wet one way or the other, I suppose. This is not where I have to go. Oh, actually, it might be. No, this looks like a dead end. I guess I have to go up this slope. Okay, I see some civilization and more Soros tribals. And okay, this is the White Bird's Cave. But my quest marker is in this direction, so let's see. Oh, is this Daniel? He looks different from everyone else, so
the dead horse has told me details about the attack on your caravan. A stranger's sympathy might not count for much, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry. The Sorrows will mourn your friends too. They mourn everyone, even the Whitelegs. They have sensitive souls. Innocent, if there is such a thing. In spite of what's happened, I hope that Joshua and I can help you out of here. But to be frank, we need your help too.
Right. I actually have been collecting some stuff for you already, so I guess I'm just going to turn it over. There's a bunch of questions too, but yeah. I have a few things, and I hope this is everything.
Well, I'll be. I was starting to lose hope we'd be able to get any of this, much less all of it. Tribals are smart, but, well, they're ignorant. Letting go of a taboo is difficult for them. So I knew it would have to be one of us. Turns out all it took was a Gentile, or, no offense.
None
These
taken.
supplies are a godsend. But if we're going to evacuate Zion without drawing more White-Leg attention, I need you to go back into the valley. Specifically, I need you to scout out some locations for Whitelegs and try to recover a map of Grand Staircase, a wilderness area to the east. There's also the matter of the roads. We're going to be heading out of the east side of the park, but I'm not sure the way is clear.
Okay. So, basically, you have more stuff for me to do. I guess I should have expected that. Anything to help, I'll do what I can. If it will get me out of here, sure. Come on, I got you everything you needed, just give me the damn map. Well, I'm sure if I really, really wanted to, I would find my own way out of here. I'm a courier after all. But I mean, since I'm here already, let's just help these guys.
I appreciate the enthusiasm. There aren't a lot of people in the wasteland with kindness to spare for anyone who isn't kin. Since you've been poking around the valley, you might see more activity from the Whitelegs. One of the Sorrow's hunters, Waking Cloud, has volunteered to help guide you through the valley. She has a special talent for staying out of sight. After this, it's just a matter of getting everyone out of here safe and sound. And hopefully you can head back to the Mojave without any more trouble.
Let's hope so. Oh, what did you just give me? Explosives are always handy. Daniel has given you some pre-war mining explosives and a special detonator for them. They aren't useful as weapons, but could be used to collapse certain caves, if that proves necessary in your exploration. Okay, well, I'll take them.
Well, here we part ways. I'm needed back at the Dead Horses camp. Maybe I'll see you there sometime.
Okay, so you're going to leave me. Are you sure you've been a useful companion so far? Give my regards to Joshua then. Typical, just when I get a useful minion. Well, apparently I'm going to get a new minion because apparently Waking Cloud has offered to be my guide, so she might become my new companion. But yeah, you've been useful, I suppose.
Sorry. Joshua was pretty clear. Get you to Daniel, then come on home. You can take it up with him if you'd like.
Well, in that case, give my regards to Joshua.
I will. Good gunning, Akis.
Apparently he gave me some stuff. Interesting. Purified water. Follows Chalk has returned to the Dead Horses camp. You have lost Follows Chalk's well-stacked cairns perk. Well, if I had known that he's going to leave me here, I probably should have been doing a little bit more explorations with him while he was still in my party. I do intend to do, explorations and go into all the caves and, and explore the entire map. I wasn't aware that he's going to leave me already. But I guess I should have expected that, because apparently that was the plan all along. Anyway, don't go away now. I still have questions for you.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you?
Yeah, let's see. I have quite a few questions. Why do you need a map of Grand Staircase?
Grand Staircase is farther east, deeper into the Colorado Plateau. The Whitelegs were able to reach us here, but it's only because Zion is close to the Long 15. They can't pursue us east of here. It's too wild. Throughout our history, we have called many places Zion. This valley is full of God's beauty, but it's just a place. Zion is more than this. We cannot use any and all means available just to protect stone and water and a piece of sky. We have to hold on to our faith. Far more enduring. If we sacrifice grace for a piece of land, we may live in this valley, but we will no longer dwell in Zion. It's better for us to leave now.
Okay, so you want to leave this area with the Sorrows because you think the Whitelegs won't be able to follow you. Is there any other way I can help the Sorrows? Well, he gave me a bunch of tasks. I have to look at them once I'm done talking to him. But yeah, what exactly do you do here?
I used to help the Sorrows with various medical problems and general issues they were having, but my bishop sent me here as a missionary.
Okay.
We New Canaanites believe that there is a path to salvation for everyone, and it's important that we set people on that path if they are willing.
Okay, I understand. You said you used to help the Sorrows with problems. So what do you do now?
I'm trying to make amends for allowing our problem to become their problem. The New Canaanites, I mean. The Whitelegs have always fought with us. And with Joshua returning, Caesar has motivated the Whitelegs to stamp out the New Canaanites entirely. That means the tribes we work with, too. It's already happened. I just want to prevent something terrible from happening to the Sorrows.
Okay, and that's why you want to bring them to a different place. But, are you sure that the Whitelegs are not going to follow you? And yeah, you were saying something about this happening before. What do you mean by that?
Yes. But not just Whitelegs. Raiders, too. Prospectors, slavers. Anyone who thinks they can exploit the ignorant and the innocent. We lost the Tar Walkers and the Crazy Horns. We did our best, but we made mistakes. We paid for them. But they paid more. I'd like to get out from under that debt someday. Until then, it's enough to stop ourselves from getting deeper in the hole.
Okay, so what exactly happened to these other tribes? Yeah, the White Legs are here already, so what's your plan? As far as I understand, his plan is to just go somewhere else, apparently.
To remove the Sorrows from harm's way.
Yeah.
I have to give credit to the Whitelegs for finding their way here. Though I imagine many died in the process. But they can't follow us east. Not into the Grand Staircase. They don't know how to live off the land. We head there. We can find some safety.
Are you sure that they won't be able to adapt? Especially since apparently they want to join the Legion. And if Caesar is so interested in destroying you and the tribes that you lead, he might be able to find you. So I'm not sure if just running away is going to solve your problem. At least not indefinitely. Maybe for a while, but I'm not sure if this is such a good idea.
Of course.
Okay, what other questions do I have? Why are you so eager to evacuate Zion? You don't seem to be a pacifist. Yeah, why just leave and not try to fight?
There's an old saying that goes, if you want peace, get ready for war. You've got me figured half right. I'll shoot dead any white leg that tries to creep into this camp. But it's only to protect the Sorrows. The Lord helps those who help themselves. But the Sorrows don't know how. Joshua and I do. Since I got them into this mess, I need to get them out.
Okay. You're right to leave, but I don't think you should kill any of the white legs. That's an awful lot of responsibility to take on. If you're willing to defend the Sorrows, why not pursue the White Legs? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, as far as I understand, he's basically saying he will kill White Legs, but only in, like, the most literal form of self-defense. If they are right there attacking you, then he's willing to kill them. But he's not willing to, like, seek them out and fight them, or preemptively attack them. Of course, the question is, if they have already attacked you again and again and again, is it still a preemptive attack then? Especially if you know that they're going to attack you again and again and again. Honestly, I feel in this case, you should just, fight back, even if they're not directly standing in your camp. But apparently he doesn't agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. What does he say if I suggest that?
There is an important difference between killing in defense and waging war. Even a Gentile like you should know that.
Okay, so he doesn't agree with that. But I mean, I feel that is almost like semantics, killing and waging war. I mean, both involves killing. And as I mentioned, if they have already attacked you again and again, it's not really a preemptive attack anymore if you fight back, so I don't know what I think about this. Joshua's a new Canaanite and he's obviously willing to attack the White Legs. Yeah, he seems to be a little bit more belligerent. But then again, he used to be a Legion legate, so I guess there's still a little bit left of that.
Joshua is a living Bible of all mankind's miseries of war. The debt he has levied through his actions, he repays every day. He is a monument both to God's unending forgiveness and to humanity's unfathomable capacity for cruelty. It's written on every inch of his body. When you look at him, do you only see a man of God? Beneath those bandages, he is burned flesh. As he burns, so does he consume everyone around him. Joshua wants to fight because the White Legs have stoked the naked flame inside of him. You see the light, but do not yet feel the heat. I can pray that you never will. But it isn't up to me, and it isn't up to God. It's up to Joshua.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's like a major difference in opinion here between Daniel and Joshua. Joshua wants to fight and Daniel wants to leave. Now then again, he said that the Sorrows aren't really warriors. They're like good hunters, but they aren't really fighters. So maybe he just thinks that they're not able to actually, hold up against the Whitelegs in an actual war. So in that case, it might be a bad idea to leave. I mean, I'm new here. I haven't really seen all of the situation. So I feel I shouldn't completely judge his opinion here and his way of dealing with these sorrows. Because, I don't know, maybe it's the best solution for them. So I'm not going to tell him that he shouldn't leave if that's what he thinks is best. But okay, we have more questions here. What do you know of the Whitelegs? Yeah, sure, let's ask more about them.
They're hateful savages who live only to plunder and destroy. Their leader is a devil called Salt Upon Wounds. War is all he knows. Everything he has, everything that tribe has, was taken by force, raiding, and scavenging. It's said there's no man deadlier at close range. That power fist of his has smashed 100 skulls. Maybe that's true, but so what? It's a low form of leadership. A tribe that knows only war has no future. And so he'll lead them to Caesar.
Okay, yeah, that's what I heard as well. Yeah, let's talk about something else. What do you know about the Father in the Caves? Right, Waking Cloud talked about that.
Father in the... Oh, right. He's some spirit the Sorrows used to believe in. Watched over them from the caves in the valley. They marked some of the caves around here because they think they'll be punished for going inside. I think as more of them learn the teachings of the new Canaanites, they'll lose their old superstitions.
Yeah, I don't know. Waking Cloud seemed to be pretty adamant about the Father in the caves existing. You might want to have a chat with them. They think your Lord and the Father are the same. Oh, that's interesting. So the Father in the caves is basically a belief of the tribals, and he wants to convert them. I mean, he used to be a missionary. But the tribals basically just continue their old beliefs and give them new names. I mean, that would be a very common pattern. That happened a lot, especially when, Christianity spread over, not just in Europe, but also in, like, South America, that basically the old gods were just replaced by saints and so on. And for a while, it was essentially the old religion, just with new names, and it took several generations until it actually became like Christianity. You can still see that kind of syncretism in quite a few places, like, as I mentioned, South America and other places. It's actually rather interesting. So I'm not sure if he's aware of that. He might be. As a matter of fact, very often missionaries have used certain parallels between these religions. So there was like a holy place to some mother goddess, and then they just, built a church for the Virgin Mary in that place because it's similar enough to appeal to the people. And maybe he's using these parallels as well to convert them. I don't know. Let's find out.
Oh? Oh. Of course. How stupid of me. They probably also think Mary is the mother and Jesus is the child.
Probably.
No wonder they picked up on things so easily. I guess it just goes to show how difficult it is to communicate sometimes.
Okay, so apparently he was not aware of that. That's actually a surprise. But yeah, quite obviously the tribals just take their own religion and, use his religion's vocabulary to describe what they already believed in. Yeah, let's see. What else can I do here? I do not need medical assistance. Whatever, let's ask this question too.
If you could part with it, healing powder would be welcome. We have enough Stimpaks for now, but we can't rely on that small supply. Brock and Xander plants can be found throughout the valley. And you might even find some on Whitelegs you come across.
Okay, I can probably give you some of that. I mean, usually I don't collect healing powder, but I may have a little bit on me. I mean, I usually just rely on Stimpaks, so I don't really need the healing powder.
Ah, that's great news. We can use anything you can offer.
Here, take 5 of my healing powders. I actually have 5. Take all I have. I may even have more than 5. But like I said, I don't really use healing powders all that often, so you can just have all of it.
Your generosity is... well, I just can't thank you enough.
Well, apparently I had 6 healing powders, and I gained karma for that. Okay, yeah, I guess that's all I have to do here. Let's talk more later.
Until then.
Until then, indeed. But yeah, let's look at all the quests that I got. I think it was... yeah, it's definitely more than one. River monsters. Deal with the Yaguai at Pine Creek. Optional, collapse the Yaguai cave. And optional, kill the Yaguai at Pine Creek. Oh, so is this an either-or solution? I can either kill the Yaguai or I can collapse the cave. Or maybe I can just do both. And I guess those explosives will come in handy for this. The treacherous road. Deal with the white leg traps. Disarm the traps on the bridge. Kill the white legs planting the traps. Okay. The advanced scouts. Deal with the white legs camp. Steal the white legs war totems from the encampments. Wipe out the white leg encampments at Bighorn Bluff. Now, that is actually kind of interesting, because he's like, oh, I'm only going to kill white legs if it's self-defense. If they go to my camp and threaten the Sorrows, I'm going to kill them. But apparently, he's completely fine with me going on this quest and doing the killing for him. I mean, this is an optional task, but I mean, I have to deal with the white legs in some form. So apparently this kind of preemptive attack is fine with him as long as someone else is doing it. That is rather interesting. Okay, and then there's the Grand Staircase. Find a map of the Grand Staircase region. Speak to Waking Cloud about taking her as a guide. Okay, I definitely want to do that. Especially now that Follows Chalk has left me. Yeah, but before I do that, let's have a quick look around this place and see if we can find anything else. I mean, all of this is off limits. Also, have they painted Dinky the dinosaur on their cave paintings? I mean, these are obviously bighorners, I suppose. And we have some hands and various symbols, but the dinosaur is probably not an actual living creature. It doesn't really look like a yaguau or a yaoguai either. So they probably found some dinky toys and made it into a painting. That's actually kind of funny. And yeah, we have like a cave over here. Now maybe I will at some point get some quests to go into the caves. There's another one over here. But even if I do not get an actual quest to explore them, I will do it at some point before leaving this place. And sure, let's see what's going on over here as well. Oh, what happened here? Oh, Half Mouse Cave. Okay, that's another cave. Oh, I see. This poor guy got crushed by a stone and people... and no one did anything about it. No one bothered to bury him. Cattleman cowboy hat. Is there anything else that is useful? Not as far as I can tell. A knife and whatever that is over here. Okay, there's yet another cave. I think I have enough yucca fruits by now, so at some point I should deal with those bighorners. But okay, looks like I've seen everything in this place. So let's head back to Waking Cloud and ask her if she's going to join us. And then we can decide what quest we want to do first of all the different tasks that Daniel has given to us.
Daniel said that I was to travel with you until you have completed your scouting. Is this pleasing to you?
This is very pleasing to me. Let's go.
Certainly. We should make haste then.
Waking Cloud has given you the Quiet as the Waters perk. While Waking Cloud is in your party, it is much easier to sneak by the White Lakes. Their perception is decreased. That's great, because I'm very bad at sneaking. So, this is going to be useful. And I do like your Yao Guai glove. Anyway, let's see if I can
Katubiu.
talk to her more. Okay, apparently I have some new questions. Let's ask about her family.
I do. A fine husband and 3 children. I miss them each day, but I take comfort in knowing they are safe.
Okay, so where are they?
When we learned that Salt Upon Wounds had defiled Zion with his presence, Daniel ordered the children, the old, and the sick evacuated from the camp. My husband volunteered to lead the hunters that went with them for protection. I try not to worry about them, but we have had no news for so long, and Daniel seems sad when I ask him about it. Sad and a little frightened.
Well, I hope that this isn't bad news. I could talk to him, maybe he'll open up more to me. Not sure why he should. I mean, certainly he knows these people better than he knows me. But maybe he feels more comfortable talking about it to a stranger. You know, someone who is not directly involved in it, so sure, let's do it.
Perhaps he will. I sometimes feel he thinks he must protect me. If he has news, I would know of it.
Okay, maybe I should just go back and ask him right away, since I'm still in the vicinity. Okay, and the rest is just the normal companion dialogue.
Then I will look forward to our next speaking.
Our next speaking certainly will not be far away. But yeah, since I'm still here, we may as well talk to Daniel right away. See if we can get anything out of him. Maybe with a high speech skill check. But yeah, let's maybe mark this as active so I can see where exactly he's going. Well, they're drinking Nuka-Cola, and this guy is reading a book. That's the first time I've seen it. Somebody is like doing that kind of stuff. Okay, apparently he's at the White Bird Cave. Alright. No, this is not the cave I'm looking for. There's just too many caves around here. Okay, this is a White Bird Cave. Oh no, he's actually somewhere else. He's in the Soros camp. Let's just... What? Fast travel is not available? Why? It's not like I'm inside. But okay, it's not that far away, so... Let's just go back. Okay, are you lingering around here somewhere? Okay, here you are. And yeah, he's reading too. That's the first time I see people doing that. Interesting.
I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you?
Can we talk about Waking Cloud's family?
What do you want to know, exactly? I'm sure she could tell you much better than I.
Yeah, he's suspiciously nervous about that topic. She said one of her births was difficult and you helped her through it. That's true, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. Did you help the rest of her family leave Zion? Yeah, I mean, this would be interesting, but this is what I actually came here for.
I did.
What's the matter? Did something happen? Yeah, I don't know. I feel that he's not telling us the whole truth.
Her 3 children are safe. They made it north weeks ago and met up with new Canaanites heading east. Her husband didn't make it.
Okay.
He died protecting their children from a white-leg attack. Do not tell Waking Cloud. She is one of the only Sorrows who can communicate easily with us, and her tribe needs her to be strong right now.
It's her husband, don't you think she has a right to know? I don't think you should hide this from her, but I see your point. I won't say anything. Settle down, I'm not telling her squat. I mean, at some point she will find out, right? I mean, you can't hide this from her forever. So, why not tell her now? It seems a little bit cold to say, well, I can't tell her now because I need her special skills. So I'm going to tell her like in a few months, once I don't need her anymore or something like that. So, yeah, don't you think she has a right to know?
To everything, there is a season. Who are you or I to put this heavy burden on her now?
You're the new Canaanite who's supposed to help lead these people, not hide things from them. Aren't you the guy in charge around here? Yeah, pretty much.
That's not an easy thing to be. I don't like doing this. But I can't see any good coming from telling Waking Cloud her husband died.
That's too bad, because I'm going to tell her. Fine, forget it. Oh dear. So basically you don't want to take this kind of responsibility, so now I have to decide if I want to do it. I feel that she should know. So I'm not sure what's going to happen if I pick this option. He's probably going to get angry. But I think I'm going to take it anyway.
You'll do what you'll do. I won't try to stop you. I'd ask only that you consider the repercussions of your actions.
Okay, well, I will consider it.
Until then.
And, I mean, she's basically just standing right next to us the entire time. Okay, now I have to make a decision. Do I want to tell her about it? Yeah, I think I should tell her what happened.
Katubiyu.
About your husband, I'm afraid he was killed by Whitelegs during the evacuation. Daniel isn't avoiding talking about your family. He's just preoccupied with all of this. Okay, I can lie to her. Nah, let's tell her the truth.
What? No. You must be mistaken. Daniel would have told me.
I'm afraid he hasn't. Daniel kept it from you because he thought the grief would distract you. That's pretty much a good summary.
How dare he? What gives him the right? I thought Daniel was my friend, but he cares nothing for the Sorrows.
You know, interestingly enough, she is angry, but she isn't so much angry at the fact that her husband died, but the fact that Daniel kept it from her. So by not telling her right away, he actually made this significantly worse. He was only doing what he thought was best for the tribe. It wasn't an easy choice for him. I agree, it was arrogant and cruel, not exactly the kind of thing a friend would do. I'm willing to accept that he has been doing it out of the best intentions. I think it was not a good decision, but I think he wasn't doing it to be cruel. It was just a little bit of cowardice, probably. He didn't want to, be confronted with the, effects of his actions and the consequences of his actions. But I don't think he was trying to be cruel on purpose.
Perhaps. I will have to have a very long talk with Daniel when all of this is over. Thank you for telling me this truth.
Right. I hope you will be able to deal with it. But yeah, as I said, she doesn't really seem to be overly affected by the fact that her husband died. I mean, I'm sure she is grieving and sad, but most of her anger is due to the fact that Daniel just, lied to her all this time. And I can understand that. Anyway, now I guess we have to decide what we want to do as a quest. Now it makes sense to me to do one that is very close. Maybe one that we've already... where we already have discovered the place. Okay, this is all the way over here. What about the other quests? Okay, this is the bridge. Yeah, we have been to the bridge already, so I guess we could do that. And this is all the way over here. Haven't been here yet. And finally this one. Okay, we have been to this place, Morning Glory Cave. Yeah, remember, this was a little detour that we made. So, these two quests are pretty close to each other, so I feel that maybe we're going to start with those. Let's just fast travel to the Morning Glory Cave. This is about the map. Then again, I feel that this is probably a little bit faster. I just have to kill a few white legs and find some traps. Okay, apparently fast traveling is just not a thing in this world, because I can't seem to fast travel at all. Or maybe I have to get out of the canyon first. Maybe they won't let me travel while I'm inside this canyon. Let's try to reach a more open region. And, well, if I still can't fast travel...
Father, I ask that you guide this woman who is the vessel of your will. Show her the light of your wisdom and the peace of your love. Amen.
So, you're going to say a prayer for me? Well, that's nice. Oh, who are you?
By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept, when we remembered Zion. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be, that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be, that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Do you know what it means?
Well, I know it's from the Bible. You don't want to leave Zion, you'd rather kill every last one of the white legs. Well, I'm guessing you're pretty mad about something. Yep, he is pretty mad about something. Yeah, I know that he is in favor of fighting the white legs and Daniel is in favor of just leaving this place. But I kind of like this reply, because it's, I don't know, just so snappy.
The Whitelegs didn't just force my people out of New Canaan. They butchered everyone who wasn't fast enough to get away. The elderly, the ill, children, those who stopped to help the wounded. It made no difference to them. They can't be reasoned with. The Whitelegs. Daniel believes that if we leave, if the Sorrows leave, the Whitelegs will stop. He doesn't understand what this kind of tribe is like.
Okay, well, tell me what this tribe is like.
God told Moses that the tribes of Cain would not be welcome in Zion. The Whitelegs are as close as I have seen, beyond hope, beyond redemption. But if the Sorrows die in a state of ignorance, their salvation may be delayed as well, passing from life in this world to a spiritual prison. We have a responsibility to protect this place, and those who have come to dwell in it. If you feel the same way, speak with Daniel. There may yet be time to save Zion from those who are too ignorant to understand what they have come to destroy.
Okay, so you want me to talk to Daniel and talk him into fighting? Can I talk to you again?
Welcome back. What can I do for you?
I don't know. I have more questions apparently. Yeah, what do you know about salt upon wounds?
He's a butcher. Believe me, I know the godless fire that burns in his heart. I've been burned by it myself. He's not the kind to let his subordinates do all the killing. No, he likes to have a hand in it, with that spear of his. He's fashioned himself an abomination before the eyes of the Lord. I'm happy to serve as an instrument of divine justice.
Okay. Well, I understand what he's trying to say, but all his religious coating that he puts on everything that he is, saying, and on all of his motives, I'm not sure if I agree with that. Yeah, let's see if I can ask a personal question now.
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know?
Okay, apparently I can ask a few personal questions now. Were you always with the New Canaanites? Are you in much pain? Is there anything I can do to help? Oh, that's interesting. It requires a decently high speech check, so let's try this option.
You are kind to offer, but no, there's nothing you can do. We don't use chems, but I learned long ago that I'm immune to their effects. It never stops burning. My skin. Every day I have to unwind the bandages and replace them with fresh ones. Exposing my body to the air is like living through it again. But it's better to be clean than comfortable.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. I think there were more questions, though.
It's not something I enjoy, but I pray to God that someone may learn from my mistakes. What would you like to know?
Were you always with the New Canaanites? Well, obviously not. He used to be with the Legion. But let's ask it anyway.
I was born in Ogden, what people came to call New Canaan. Things were more peaceful when I was growing up. When I was a young man, I went out into the world to do missionary work, as all New Canaanites do. I traveled along the Long 15 and followed 89 south into Arizona. Along the way, I met two men from a group called the Followers of the Apocalypse. Edward Sallow and Bill Calhoun. They came to teach the tribes. Calhoun was a good man. Edward was the one who got us into trouble down the road.
Was one of those men Caesar? I guess so?
No, not then. Back then he was just Edward.
Okay.
Smart man. Young, but we all were. We thought we could hike into the Grand Canyon and talk to Blackfoots. We did. And the Blackfoots were friendly enough at first. But eventually... I've thought back to that day so many times. I must have mistranslated. Something must have been mixed up, because the Blackfoots decided we weren't going to leave. The rest is history, assuming Edward hasn't changed it.
I believe that's kind of what Caesar told me. So how did you end up as Caesar's legate?
This way lies the path to hell. Caesar needed me to translate. Translation became giving orders. Giving orders became leading in battle. Leading in battle became training, punishing, terrorizing. A series of small mistakes before a great fall. And I stayed in that darkness until after Hoover Dam. After I failed Caesar and he had me burned alive, thrown into the Grand Canyon.
So basically you just kind of fell into all of that. Okay. I mean, you would think that at any point he could have decided to quit. I mean, maybe not at some point when the Legion was already, growing. But he only really decided to turn his back on Caesar when he already turned on him and had him burn alive. But yeah, how did you survive?
I survived because the fire inside burned brighter than the fire around me. I fell down into that dark chasm. The flame burned on and on. The next morning, I woke up and crawled out of the northern edge of the Grand Canyon, that cursed place. It took me 3 months to reach New Canaan. It was as though the prodigal son had returned. They welcomed me like I had never left, never done anything to shame them. The fire that had kept me alive was love. Their love. God's love. I will never be able to repay the debt I owe to them, but I must try.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. Then again, I believe there was another question.
It's not something...
Yeah, what do you know about the war between Caesar and the NCR?
I try not to involve myself with matters of the Mojave anymore. All I know is from before the Battle of Hoover Dam.
Okay, well, that should be enough. What do you think of the NCR?
Better than Caesar, but that's not a high standard. Too much love of money and ownership. Not enough love of God and giving. Any society that derives its power and authority from the will of man alone lives apart from God and will crumble in the end.
So what kind of society would you prefer?
It's not...
Yeah, what do you know about Mr. House?
I had heard of him, but when we were preparing to enter the Mojave, he didn't seem relevant to what was happening. From what I've learned since Hoover Dam, he handled the Mojave tribes in a fashion not entirely dissimilar from Caesar. It's too bad.
Well, I haven't heard much about that, to be honest.
It's not...
But yeah, I think there was like one more question. I'm guessing you don't like Caesar very much. Well?
Love the sinner, hate the sin. With Caesar, it's often very difficult to see through all of that sin to the person inside. I can say that we were both lucky that NCR supply lines and land routes north of Mojave Outpost were destroyed before the Battle of Hoover Dam. Something bad happened near Death Valley, at a place called the Divide. NCR couldn't cut across anymore, and it slowed down the reinforcements. Terrible storms ripped entire companies apart before they even got to Nevada soil. The aftermath of Hoover Dam could have been even worse for Caesar.
Okay, tell me more about it.
I don't know for certain, and I don't think NCR knows either. Whatever happened at the Divide was too much for them to handle. Our Frumentari told us what they saw. Only fools and madmen would march into a place like that. All roads wind down to the same spot, the grave. They said all that's left there is a gaping wound cut into the earth, cursed and damned. No place for God-fearing folk.
Oh boy, this guy really has a flair for the dramatic. I think that was finally all the questions I could ask. So, let's
God be with you.
end this conversation. And I guess I wasn't able to fast travel because I was supposed to meet him here. Which means I probably can fast travel now. So we will start doing some of our quests in the next episode. But for now, let's end this video as usual. Thank you for watching and see you again next time.